Answer that. Good evening, ghoulies, and welcome to Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. And what a treat we have for you tonight. A little torture, mayhem, and even the Crimson Executioner. Now you discipline this fellow over here. Anyway, tonight's feature, of course, the long-anticipated Bloody Pit of Horror. Who knows what's in store? Of course, this is a Ralph Vampiro-endorsed movie, which could mean just about anything, couldn't it? No idea what's coming up for you here, ghoulies. Now, some of you might have joined us today at the fourth annual trolley ride this afternoon, and being at the time of taping here, I have no idea what went down. If you missed it, that's a terrible thing. Hope you were there. Someone's out there ringing the doorbell. I don't know if we're going to let him in or not. We don't want him in here. I don't know. Ralphie? All right, they're very good. I'll get the door in a minute. Well, we got to get the ghoulies into the fine feature here tonight. Of course, the trolley ride was today, but you'll have to wait till next week for that exciting trolley ride footage. God only knows what went down. Now, how are you guys doing tonight? Everybody doing good? Everybody ready to, now, get this boy in shape over here. Igor has run off. He's perhaps down at the interlude or something. So anyway, ghoulies, you get right into it here. That's right, the Bloody Pit of Horror on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Hop to it, baby. Woo-hoo.
On this 5th day of December in the year of our Lord 1648, by virtue of the power vested in us by our noble sovereign, this tribunal of hereby sentences you, the Crimson Executioner, to death. You will die by one of the very instruments you devised to torture and kill your innocent victims. You dared to take into your own hands the laws of both God and man. You set yourself up as both judge and executioner. You caused inhuman suffering and took life not from any sense of justice, but from hatred and self-gratification. You showed no mercy to your victims, and no mercy will be shown to you.
You'll never kill me. Move along. I'll return and be avenged. Turn around. You fools. All of you. I am the Crimson Executioner. This day shall be written in blood. No man can judge me. I am the supreme law. I shall have my revenge.
The seal of this tribunal will entomb forever both your body and your evil soul. Let no man dare to break the seal. You are accursed, eternally damned, as are these dungeons, as is this castle that has witnessed such indescribable horrors. Your castle will stand throughout the centuries as a reminder of the barbarism and cruelty committed within its walls. May the dust of time not erase from the memory of man the infamy of the Crimson Executioner.
This seems exactly what we've been looking for.
From here, it looks great. Just what we need.
I think we should be able to wrap up our work here in a day.
And this'll look good.
Come on, Nancy.
Gosh, I'm stiff from that long ride.
What a view.
Hey, we don't want to lose you.
Sure looks gloomy. How would you girls like to have a castle this old to live in?
You'd have to be a creep to live in a place like this.
I'd love to have a house like this all for myself. Imagine the peace and beauty of living all alone here.
You're a funny one, all right.
All right, girls.
Wonder what it looks like inside.
What's wrong? Are you tired?
I don't know what it is, Perry. I just feel very uneasy.
No. Susie,
Let me alone, Raoul.
don't be like that, baby.
Everybody will see us.
Have it your way.
Are you all dead?
Lay you any odds you want, our dear publisher will wind up saying, this place isn't suitable after all, let's go home.
Hello, is everybody out?
If they're all out, how can anyone be in the house?
The brain has spelled it out.
I'm not just a dumb blonde, you know.
Who says you're a blonde?
Must be in.
Hello, why doesn't anybody answer? Maybe nobody lives here. What a nuisance. Someone should have told me the castle's empty. We might as well try to get in anyway. Maybe one of the boys could scale that wall.
That's a job for Tarzan.
Who's gonna volunteer to climb the wall?
Okay. Here comes Uncle Perry, the greatest acrobat in the world.
Hey, what a funny place this is. Looks like a Frankenstein film set.
Perry, there's something evil about this castle. I'm sure of it.
You Hawaiians are far too impressionable, Kinuyo.
Raoul? Raoul? Raoul?
Well, how about that bloody pit of horror? That's what this is called. It's not the bloody pit of terror or something, huh? I don't want to go through the entire picture like I have in the past, calling it the wrong name. Now, again, we had a great time today on the trolley. I hope you joined us. You'll have to wait for that happening trolley footage on next week's show, of course. And, of course, we might have the premiere of the new movie we're working on, The Frankenstein Tree, provided the actors actually can get their act together this week. Henry Lennon, hey, what do we got here? Oh my God, it's Crunchy Black has returned. Where have you been, Ghoulie? You're back.
That's right.
Where have you been?
Lampini took me again and kidnapped me.
Lampini has kidnapped you?
He locked me in the Racine Zoo.
How could such a thing happen?
The monkey cage.
In the monkey cage?
Down in the basement where they experiment on all the poor animals.
Well, you know, Lampini has been expelled again from the realm because of his gastronomically equasive self.
Bats?
No, I don't know. What do you see in there, Crunchy?
Bats.
Lay off the blue liquid. Lay off the blue liquid. Okay, Ghoulies. Well, good to see you back here, Crunchy Black.
Good to be back.
Good to see you again. I'm sure a lot of the...
Free at last. Free at last. Oh, Lord, I'm free at last.
You're going to get him, huh? Maybe we could have a sumo wrestling jello match between Crunchy Black and Lampini.
There's two people I'm gunning for in this town. They locked me up with Lampini and that dirty Jason Parks. I'd find him. He's another goner.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a few minutes here?
Yes.
All right, this is the top 10 reasons to watch Crimson Theater late night. Pastor Perry has written this one up. We tried calling Perry, but he wouldn't answer the phone today. Well, Perry, if you're out there, the castle misses you, and there's still a few bodies in the basement. You know, Perry, he's a lady killer, and the bodies are in the basement to prove it. All right, top 10 reasons to watch Crimson Theater late night. Number 10, it's a great way to unwind after a long day at work. 9, where else can you see great classic horror films like tonight's feature, The Bloody Pit of Horror, starring the Crimson Executioner. Hey, you gotta like a name like the Crimson Executioner. Number 8, if you're home sick with a cold, watching Crimson Theater helps stop the coughing. You get it, the coughing? No. That was a dud. Number 7, it's better than watching Ashley Simpson on MTV. Don't even get me started on Ashley Simpson there. You know, speaking of Ashley Simpson, you know, I just seen this story on TV about this poor girl she was a singer, and she got in an accident, and after the accident, she could only hit 5 notes. And I figure that's 4.5 more than Puff Daddy can hit. Number 6, you can't get a DUI watching Crimson Theater. Not yet, anyway, but I'm sure they're working on it. The local enforcers are enforcing, 6 points for 20 over the speed limit, by the way. Did you know that? Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I got hit by a car yesterday.
You did?
Yeah,
And they gave you the ticket. I suppose they gave you the ticket.
They gave me the ticket for destroying the car. Iota.
Oh, okay.
Nothing but plastic now.
I know, they're all plastic. Number 5, it goes great with Orville Dedenbacher popcorn. No pun intended here, all right. Number 4, it's better than a trip to the dentist. It depends on who your dentist is, you know. I mean, they got some good gas there. And you know anything about that, dude?
Giant snake crawling on your legs?
It's just you've been in the interlude too long, buddy. Just settle down over there. You're all right.
Okay.
Junior, could you fix him up a little bit of something there so he kind of simmers down? Number 3, the Doc's hairdo is better than David Letterman's. Well, David Letterman's got a lot less to work with than I do, of course, and you never know with these growing years. 440 is coming up real quick on me. Number 2, the show's content is better than the local government. Well, I don't even know about that one there. They've been fair, I guess, to the doctor. We'll see if the ever-traveling Mystery Circus ends up in Harbor Park. All right, number 1 reason to watch Crimson Theater late at night. Come on, how many reruns of VH1 Surreal Life can you stand to watch in one season? Well, I don't know. I guess they kind of do repeat themselves a lot. You're a whole different flavor there, sir. So now I understand that after your brief escapade at the interlude, you were back out at the Kenosha Country Club, carousing with the highbrows out there, huh?
Yes.
How did that go?
It went pretty good. It went all right.
Oh yeah, you managed to shoplift a little bit of money there.
A little catting shack. I was doing a little catting.
Now,
I took them out on the nice old stuff clubs and beat them to death.
what can I say, Ghoulies? The Bloody Pit of Horror. Of course, it's a Vampiro highly recommended movie, and I have to let you know now, some of those great Vampiro movies are coming out on DVD. He's got the, I think, what is it, Terror of the Haunted Maze? And, of course, what is the other one? The Frankenstein one. The Monster of Frankenstein? The horror show. And, of course, it's Frankensteina is also included on that film, isn't it?
Frankensteina legend.
So keep in touch with us for the big Ralph Biro Trilogy of Terror. What are you calling this one, Ralphie? It's the Roundup of Horror. In any case, Ghoulies, there'll be a big CD release party or DVD release party following the great release of these fine features. Of course, the Doctor himself stars in the legendary Frankensteina. And, hey, Ralph, where were you in '85? He was in junior high. Anyway, Ghoulies, with all that said, what were we...
I was chasing junior high school girls.
The legendary... how's the band going there, by the way?
Very good.
When's your next gig?
June 25th, an all-ages show for the kids, so come on out, 2 o'clock.
Hey, did you...
All kinds of bands are playing. The Fabulous Bloody Messes coming back from Peoria.
Uh-oh.
The Scabs.
All right, then is the Doctor's band allowed to play this
The
gig?
Doctor is always welcome. The Doctor, we would love the Doctor to host the show.
Oh, that'll work. How about we work? That sounds a lot better than trying to play an instrument to me. Yeah, it sounds a lot easier.
Some Johnny Thunders songs.
What about did you talk to Gordon about the Johnny Thunders tribute on the 23rd?
It's on.
It is on? You talked to him?
I've talked to him, yes.
All right, well, you might see the Doctor over at the Johnny Thunders tribute the 23rd, or you might not. I don't know what's going on.
We might do it out in the street if we have to.
I think that would be better, really. And Ghoulies, if you don't know who Johnny Thunders is, maybe we can. You got the Johnny Thunders at the Odd Rock footage, don't you? I think we're gonna have to run that the week of the 23rd as a tribute to the late great Johnny Thunders. He's more rock and roll than Elvis Presley. I guarantee it. Anyway, Ghoulies, you got to get back to the Bloody Pit of Horror. And it looks like, well, it's based on the Marquis de Sade. Oh, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, ghoulies, you get to it. Bloody Pit of Horror on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, where we've got the Crimson Executioner and the return of Crunchy Black. What more could you ask for?
You idiot! Why must you play these childish jokes all the time? Raoul. Raoul, take off that silly costume.
These uninhabited castles always have their family skeletons.
Uninhabited? There's not a trace of dust around here.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm very sorry. Nobody answered the doorbell, and we thought the castle was empty. Could we speak to the owner? I'd like a word with him about a business matter. Could you take us to him?
Follow me.
Let's go.
The rest of you wait in there.
Stop where you are. How dare you force your way into my castle like this? What do you want here?
I want to apologize. We didn't think anyone lived here, that's all.
It's no excuse for trespassing. I don't like having my privacy disturbed.
I'm sorry, sir. You're quite right. My name is Parks. I'd like to explain. We've been scouting for suitable locations to photograph material for book jackets. I'm a publisher.
That's no concern of mine.
Look here, I'd like to show you one of my books. I'm preparing an anthology of horror.
He told you to stay where you were.
We took the liberty of coming in here only because no one answered our knocking at the door.
I don't like intrusion. I insist that you leave my castle immediately.
Could you make just one exception? We've been on the road for several days. Everybody's so tired.
I don't want any visitors here.
I'd be only too glad to pay, of course.
Pay? Now you're beginning to annoy me, Mr. Parks.
I know my friend didn't mean to offend you, and we ask you to forgive us.
On your feet, everybody. You've been told to shove off. The master of the house doesn't like having visitors around.
What? Again? Oh, no. Not after all I went through to get you in here.
So we're right back where we started. One castle's too modern, one's too old. Why don't we build our own and get it over with?
Susie, but wouldn't it cost an awful lot of money to build one, huh?
Oh, can't you change his mind? We're all tired.
Well, I'm tired, too. But we have no choice. We've been told to go, and that's it. Let's get moving quickly, huh?
Edith. Wait. Perhaps I was a little too hasty, Mr. Parks. I'm not usually so inhospitable. I realize you must all be very tired. You see, I don't usually receive people. You can stay here overnight, but I'll have to ask you to leave first thing in the morning.
Thank you, sir. We really do appreciate your kind hospitality. Do you mind if we take a few pictures?
All right. But please remember, I don't like to be disturbed. My servants will show you the chambers where you can do your work.
Perfect. Let's get to work, girls. We mustn't waste any time. Go and change quickly. Dermot, you'd better check out the setting we need. Edith, you go along with him. Good girl.
Come on, Edith.
Don't go near the dungeons. They're absolutely out of bounds for everybody.
Okay, we won't. Get moving, Dermot. We're in a hurry.
don't you ever knock.
Oh, come on. Now, what's all this nonsense? I'm just like a father to you girls.
Turn around. We have to get into our costumes.
Okay, have your little games, but hurry up. We haven't any time to fool around. We've got work to do.
You can turn around now if you want.
Edith, bring the girls downstairs. We can't afford to waste any time.
All right.
You know, Perry, I wouldn't mind being the owner of this castle.
You can have it. It gives me the creeps.
Skeletons don't have nerves. What do you mean it gives you the creeps? You'll wake up the ghosts. Come on. This way. Perfect.
It's no fun being dead.
Come on, sweetie.
Hold it. Now, Nancy, honey, give me the feeling of a cat. You know what I mean. Meow.
Meow.
Meow. No, Nancy, that's too domesticated. I want you to think wild, fierce. Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Can't you think like an alley cat? For instance, you're about to fight another cat for a fish head or something.
Meow.
No, Nancy, that's the intellectual approach. You'll never be an alley cat. Let's try something else. I've got an idea. There. Now, raise your leg up. Up, 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 up. That's it. That's it. Now, imagine you're floating in the air like a thistle blown by the wind. That's it. Beautiful. No, not like that. You've got to go up. Gently. That's right, baby. Now hold it. No. Can't you keep that arm over your head? Now everything's in place. Arm, leg, head, everything. Now don't move. Come on, Nancy. Get that lovely foot of yours up like a feather, like a thistle blown by the wind.
No, I can't, Dermot. It's too heavy. I can't.
Oh, do it for me, baby. Let's fly together. Hold it. Hold it. Camera about here. There.
Dermot, can we take a break for a few minutes?
No, we've got to be finished before morning. Put the spots over there.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
I'd like to see the owner of the house.
It's not possible. My master doesn't want to be disturbed.
But tell him...
I said it's impossible.
Your master has a right to his privacy, but that's no way to speak to a lady.
Rick. You met the owner of the house. What's he like?
It's difficult to say, really. He was half hidden behind a table. Have you noticed the windows? They're all barred. What a strange place. If I was still a reporter, I bet I could discover a lot of interesting facts about this castle.
Rick, but why are you wasting your time on horror stories? You should be doing the kind of work you were cut out for, reporting.
I guess you're right, but I'm a little lazy. I've been taking the easy way out by doing this. I started out with the usual dreams and found out there's more money in writing this kind of commercial book. Edith, I realize I'm being indiscreet, but why did you want to speak to the owner of the castle?
Just curiosity. Nothing more than that.
Everything's ready, Dermot. Can I go?
Not more in a few minutes, though. Time's running short.
You bet. Come on, Susie.
Don't pull me like that.
Then come on.
But where?
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'm all set. Everybody out of the way. That's right. Hold that pose, Perry. Don't move. I'll be done in a minute. Now, here we go.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Raoul, didn't you hear that yell?
I didn't hear anything at all. Come along.
Where are you taking me?
You'll find out.
Look at that. What is it?
I don't know. Maybe it was an old torture cell. You know these old castles. Nothing in it.
Let me alone, Raoul. I'm scared.
Susie. Susie.
Come, Canullo. Staying here won't help any. Come with me.
There's no point in disturbing my master. He's been informed already of what has happened down here. And he hopes that you will all remain calm.
The rope was badly worn, Rick. We overlooked that, I'm afraid.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. We'll see. I know exactly how you feel, girls. But we must finish our work before daybreak.
With poor Perry lying dead?
Oh, it's a big tragedy. You know, Perry was like a son to me. Don't you think I have a heart like the rest of you?
How do I know? I never had a chance to see it.
Perry would have known what I meant.
Yeah, but he's dead, and I want to go on living.
I'll double your salary.
My life's worth more than that.
Triple it.
Okay, it's a deal.
Me too.
Then let's get back.
there you go, Ghoulies. A little torture and mayhem from the Crimson Executioner. And we got a little torture going on over here today, so let him have it. There we go. I think he likes that sort of thing. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what.
I gotta calm down some way.
A little bit of torture. Of course, now, there's actually one of the castles in this movie is actually one of the Marquis de Sade's castles. You knew that, of course, didn't you? I could tell by that intelligent expression on your face. Now, all kinds of problems on Crimson Theater. Discipline him. He will obey. Teach him to obey. Night after night, he's been pillaging the interlude. All kinds of problems on Crimson Theater. I guess it is, huh? Anyway, Ghoulies, we still don't know where Lampini has run off. Igor seems to be missing in action once again. It's the interlude. It just sucks them all in, you know what I mean? I think we need to have a special Crimson Theater meets the interlude program. I think that could be quite interesting, don't you? Everyone's speechless here in Crimson Theater.
Interlude in Patio's Club. I think we should have the egg eating contest there.
Oh, really?
And then after that, you know what kind of contest?
Okay, of course.
Gas contest.
Of course, we're going to have a very special party. It's called a party for all those expelled from the port of Kenosha, of course. We'll all go to the harbor side and throw eggs at the port or something like that. That ought to be a good time. Just think, though, all the people that are thrown out of that particular establishment, if we got them all together, we have a good crowd there. Let him have it again. He's been very bad. He's been... Oh, Lampini, where are you when we need you? Yeah, well, Lampini was notified about today's program, but he is far too busy to just condescend to the likes of Crimson Theater these days. It's just terrible.
That's why I was with Lampini drinking apple cider Saturday night when he was going to show up.
Really?
Yeah, so I think he got too cidered out.
He's out of cider. Yeah. He's out of sight, out of cider.
He's back at a cast member of Room 222.
Oh, Room 2222. Very bad there, Crunchy Black. Of course, Crunchy Black from the inevitable Kenosha Country Club, where you consorted with the highbrows over there, you know, the upper crust, or just the crust in your case. Anyway, Ghoulies, another great Vampiro-suggested movie here. You know, we can always count on Vampiro to dig up some of the finest movies. This one was actually moved. It's moving, but
you guys.
Made in Italy. Oh my God! I don't know what more can one say. But the Crimson Executioner. I think that the movie is definitely having an effect on the cast members here in the castle. Just got off the phone with Scary Perry, by the way. He plans on making it to the trolley ride, which is already over. If you're watching this on Saturday night, you missed it. But the trolley ride footage will be on next week's show. And, hopefully we'll have some other exciting news for you at that time. Anyway.
Excuse me, has
yes?
Scary Perry been staying away from them squirrels?
Yes, there was a brief encounter. Scary Perry.
Giant squirrels.
Yes, giant squirrels were attacking him in his backyard. The poor man tried to defend himself, and of course, Kenosha's Finest came and gave him a ticket. Which he was very upset. I said, you know, you're lucky they didn't kill you.
You're lucky they didn't taser tot him.
Yeah, they had taser tots. Yeah, I don't know. Tasers don't work in Kenosha, you know. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get in trouble with them guys.
No. Well, they're sending a strong message. You don't mess around in Kenosha. Go to Racine and do that kind of stuff. I don't know. Club Alligator, huh?
Blind alligator.
Oh, all kinds of problems. Hey, did you catch Prince Charles married Camilla finally? How'd you like that headdress? It looked like she was out in a pumpkin farm out in the wheat straw somewhere or something like that. I'll tell you what, now, you know, there's just, you know, there's something about when a couple gets married, they just have a glow about them and just those cheerful expressions, which, of course, they did not have. They look like they're going to a funeral over there, having to keep a stiff upper lip. Those Brits, you know, I don't know. Anyway, Ghoulies, you got to get back to the Crimson Executioner in the Bloody Pit of Horror. Let them have it. I don't know. You're being... Now, don't be nice this time. All right, Ghoulies, you get back to the movie and let them have it hard. There you go.
Bullet.
Okay, it's a deal.
Me too.
Then let's get back to work.
Rick, look at this.
Huh? What is it?
It's the negative of the photograph I took right when the accident occurred.
Poor Perry. What a terrible thing. What's this? What's that strange shadow near the frame of the door? It almost looks like a man's head.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what I thought. But it just can't be. Still, it does look like a man's head with a hood on.
Will it show up more clearly on the print?
It should. We'll see in a minute. I've done the best I could. Of course, it's only a small detail. There. This is the maximum enlargement I can make here. Of course, it's still not very clear.
Well, this doesn't help us very much, I'm afraid. It's hardly at all visible. Huh? Do you think the negative could have been defective?
No, it was perfect.
May I see that photograph? I heard about the accident that took place tonight. A most appalling accident.
Unfortunately, it's blurred.
Yeah, it was out of focus.
Perhaps this will sound strange, but I've something to tell you that may provide an explanation of the shadow in your photograph. Have you ever heard of the Crimson Executioner?
Who did you say? The Crimson Executioner.
He was a maniac and a killer who was put to death for his crimes centuries ago. He was buried in his own castle.
What you don't know is that this is the castle where the Crimson Executioner lived and died. When I came here, the castle had been uninhabited for centuries. For me, it was ideal because I desired solitude. Everybody else feared the curse that had been placed on it. When they sealed up his tomb, the Crimson Executioner swore that he would avenge himself. He was a man of extraordinary physical strength, obsessed by an ideal of purity. For centuries, he was entombed. There in the dungeons, and only a seal has protected mankind from his supernatural powers. If the shadow in the photograph is the Crimson Executioner, I fear anything might happen. I had to tell you.
Well, I can see you two already know each other.
I've never had the pleasure. This is the first time I've seen this lady. I must retire now. I'm a creature of habit. I hope you will sleep well. Good night.
Do you think it's too daring?
No.
I bet Max will like it.
He always does.
They desecrated your world of beauty with their sordidness. The day of the Crimson Executioner has now come.
I've been wondering about the owner of this castle.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think he's slightly off his nut.
You would be, too. If you lived isolated in this place, you'd end up the same way he is. Hey, Dermot.
Yeah?
Look at this. This must be where the executioner was killed, if the legend is true.
What is it? It looks like a coffin.
No, it was a medieval instrument of torture. The infamous Iron Maiden.
Susie! What?
No one can dare say that this was an accident. Come on. Just as I thought, the rope wasn't worn. It was cut. At this point, there's only one explanation. Deliberate murder.
Deliberate murder? But why, Rick? It doesn't make any sense.
That's what we've got to find out. Any idea where Raoul is?
Raoul?
No, I don't mean he had anything to do with this. But perhaps he saw who did it. He was near Susie all the time. Here, take this. My car is the fastest we have. Go to the nearest police station and try and get help.
Okay, Rick, I will. But how about you? What are you going to do? Stay here? With a murderer at large, you're all in danger.
I know, but it's impossible to leave with things as they are. And we've got to find Raoul. He might have some evidence.
I'll be as fast as I can.
How much longer do we have to wait now?
We get paid. Why should you care?
Yeah, you get prettier by the minute, girls. Take a look at this, Max. I have a new idea. I don't want the girls to know this yet. Susie's been murdered.
What's that?
So you like the idea?
Oh, sure. It's great.
We'd better watch out. Dermot's already on his way to the police station. Don't tell the girls. They'd only get panicky.
But then Perry was killed, too.
We completely agree then.
Well, what do we do now?
I'll have a look around. You'd better stay with the girls. See you later.
What are you doing here?
I want to see your master right away.
No, he doesn't want to see anybody.
It's urgent that I see him no matter what, understand?
I said you can't see him.
Edith, what are you doing here?
I want you to see what I found. I'm sure you recognize her.
Edith, what's your portrait doing in this castle? Then you do know the owner.
Yes, Travis and I were engaged. Travis Anderson.
Isn't he the actor who disappeared several years ago?
Yes, he used to be a muscle man in costume films. It all happened so suddenly, so unexpectedly. He left without a word. He just vanished. He's always been a little strange. Even with me, he seemed so cold. Yet I'm certain that he really loved me. In all this time, I haven't stopped wondering why he ever disappeared like that. Now I found him here in this castle. I thought I recognized his voice, and now that I've found this, I know it's Travis. I must try to speak to him.
Edith, we have no time for that. You've got to trust me.
What is it?
I'll tell you later. Where's Cornelio?
I left her downstairs when I went to find Travis.
There's not a moment to lose. We must find her.
What's happened, Rick?
Don't ask any questions. Hurry. We've got to reach the others. It's important that we all stay together.
But what's going on? I don't understand.
Cornelio. Cornelio. Cornelio.
Watch out, Rick. Don't try to get any closer to me or you'll get killed. There's no escape for me, I know it. You must save yourselves while there's still a chance. Don't you see? It's a diabolical trap. It's impossible for anyone to reach me. These wires are connected to the bows on the wall. The slightest touch will release the arrows in every direction, and anyone nearby will be killed. Nobody can stop the mechanism that operates. The spider. It has poison in its claws. I'll be killed the moment it reaches me. Now it's hopeless.
Watch out, Rick.
Don't do it, Rick. You'll be killed. I tell you, it's hopeless. Don't do it, Rick. Leave me. It's no use. Please don't come any closer. You're mad to risk your life like this.
Rick!
Rick, your jacket's caught! Oh. It's all over for me. It's the end for all of us. Give up, Rick. It's no use. It's too late.
Canulio! Oh, Canulio. What a horrible death. I've got to get her down from here. Edith, go find the others. Hurry up. You've got to get out of the castle at once. At once.
No, no, Rick, no. Not without you.
Do what I tell you. Go away, Edith. Go away. Don't worry about me. Dermot will be back here soon with the police.
Open the door! Let us out! Let us out!
It's no use. We've been locked in.
No! What'll we do?
Max! Max, what's happening? Where are the others?
I don't know, but don't lose your heads. Just come on down here. Go and tell Rick that we need him.
All right.
We have to get out of here.
Rick! Rick, all the doors are locked. We can't get out.
Keep calm, Edith. We'll make it somehow. Just a minute. Edith! Edith!
Travis!
Don't come any nearer. Don't touch me.
You were the murderer. Now I know it, Travis. How could you? You're a monster! A monster! Oh! Oh!
You no longer mean anything to me. Even though I missed you when I abandoned the world. I was forced to retreat to this castle. Mankind is made up of inferior creatures, spiritually and physically deformed, who would have corrupted the harmony of my perfect body. I came to the isolation of this castle to avoid the contagion of human sentiment. And a woman's love would have destroyed me. It's because of that I abandoned you.
Travis, you've lost your sanity. You're an egotist, obsessed with your sick thoughts.
You're wrong, Edith. Last night I had a moment of weakness because of you. When I first caught sight of you, And I said you could stay together.
Oh, there you are, Ghoulies. I hope you're enjoying the action here of the Bloody Pit of Horror. Ralph Piro, of course, has wanted to show this fine feature on the Crimson Theater for quite a while. And he's been doing a great job with the creature features. And he has an upcoming CD release of DVD, of several of the Vampiro short movies. Now, we've often talked here on Crimson Theater about the legendary Aurora model kits, and we are putting together the Crimson Museum, and we're looking for this kind of artwork right here, the various different art from the Aurora model kits, exceptionally the box covers. Now, we're going to go through a couple of these that Vampiro has dug up on the internet. There's the famous Chamber of Horrors model. Great guillotine. I remember I had one of those myself back in the day, and those are reissued. You can find those in reissue now. But we are actually after the original Aurora covers. There's some there. Now, these are some of the more modernized versions. The original ones were far more detailed artwork, and that's what we're really looking for here on Crimson Theater. Even some good color photocopies. There's another ad for the various monster kits. And they were really brightened up quite a bit of our days back when we were young children and watching these movies and collecting these models. Of course, a lot of ours didn't survive because of the fact that everyone played with them and they weren't action figures, so they pretty much broke apart. And then the glue would dry out. I remember a time you could even look at your model at some point and it would just basically fall apart right before your eyes. Was that it then? Nothing else different up there for the screen? But Ghoulies, we're really looking for this artwork. If you can help us out here, we're trying to put together, of course, the Crimson Museum. And you can always check us out at the website below. I don't know if much has changed there recently, but that's a good way to contact us. Anyway, Ghoulies, I hope you're enjoying tonight's feature. We do have another top 10 here tonight. It's 2 top 10s. How about a night of having 10 top 10s? What do you think? How you feeling there? How you feeling there, Crunchy? Now that you've been properly disciplined on Crimson Theater. So you feel better now?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. Okay, here's the top 10 reasons why you don't want to invite a vampire to your party. And we haven't had very many vampires here on the show in quite a while. Oh, well, Draculina. Are you a vampire or a ghoul? She claims to be a vampire. Okay. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to bring your umbrella for the trolley ride then, huh? Okay. But the trolley ride at this point, if you're watching tonight's show, is over! And you probably missed it. Hopefully not. We needed plenty of ghoulies to ride the trolley. Of course, trolley ride footage will be on next week's show. And all kinds of great fun. Anyway, top 10 reasons why you don't want to invite a vampire to your party. Okay? Top 10, number 10, they never show up in group photos. This is true. They very rarely photograph. Number 9, they're always trying to spike the punch bowl with blood. Now, I personally don't like that. Of course, I am a ghoul, not a vampire, which is a good thing because then I don't have to break out into dance every time someone plays Bela Lugosi's Dead. Number 8, point up, they're always hanging around long after the party is over. Okay, those unscrupulous vampire types. Number 7, they always try to hypnotize the women into doing lap dances for them. I'm not even going to go there. Number 6, you can never serve steak for dinner. Drum roll, please. Number 5, he gets drunk on Bloody Marys and becomes a pain in the neck. Oh, who's writing this stuff? Scott Barter? Number 4, they always finish the punchline to the joke, I met a man who hadn't had a bite in 3 days. Oh. Number 3, who wants to see a drunken vampire bat flying into the walls? That's true. It was a messy situation. We had Grandpa Munster here once. Mm-hmm. Did you catch Eddie on the show a few weeks back? I'm glad you've seen that. No, I haven't talked to him lately, but we got to try to get Eddie Munster on Crimson Theater. I think that would be a great thing. A permanent addition, sort of like you there, Crunchy Black. He was imported from Racine, of course. Number 2, after your party, they always make you feel drained. Oh, that's a stink bomb. All right. Number 1 reason you never invite a vampire to your party. They're always sucking the life out of your party. Oh, I don't know, Perry. That's another Scary Perry top 10. Scary Perry, who has been absent from the Crimson Theater as of late. And of course, where is Igor? Has the website been updated? Does anyone know? Terrible conditions here on Crimson Theater. We apologize if the website has not been.
I thought I seen it at Sears Optical.
At Sears Optical, yeah, he needs some specs there. All right. Too much hot air blowing through the castle. You've got to get back to the bloody pit of horror on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, where, yeah, I guess it is the pits. Armpits. Woohoo!
You're an egotist, obsessed with your sick thoughts.
You're wrong, Edith. Last night I had a moment of weakness because of you. When I first caught sight of you, and I said you could stay together with your friends. But that was a mistake. I know of only one who was never overcome by weakness. The Crimson Executioner. He despised your world as passionately as I do. Look at him. Look at him. His magnificent body was preserved intact through all these centuries undisturbed. His spirit lives in me, and I'll continue his mission of vengeance. This is the sacred duty I've sworn to. We're alike. Now that you have profaned his tomb and broken the seal that imprisoned his great spirit, his power has been released at last. And his noble crusade against sin lives again through me. Yes, the black fire of the long-awaited vengeance is here. And your friends cannot escape. The Crimson Executioner has passed judgment. And now, at last, you'll witness the glory of his return. And you'll pay just like the others.
Travis! Don't do it! Come back! Now you'll be punished for your lechery.
Crimson Executioner will torture you. Yes, will torture you till death. That's just a small portion of the torture that awaits you. I promise you that none will escape the wrath of the Crimson Executioner. As for Rick, this is how he will die.
Why are you doing this? Why don't you let us go? What have we done to you? You're torturing innocent people. Come back to your senses. You're the owner of this castle, not the Crimson Executioner.
Oh, see? I am the Crimson Executioner. The Crimson Executioner invented the torture of icy water for creatures like you. My vengeance needs blood. The Crimson Executioner cries out for blood. You better prepare to die, you sinner.
Rick! Rick! Rick!
Edith, where are you?
You mustn't worry about me. I'm not in danger. Try to find the others if you can, Rick. They're in Anderson's hands. He took them to the dungeons. He's insane. He thinks he's the Crimson Executioner. You've got to stop him, or he'll kill them all. Hurry, Rick!
Yes, but where are you, Edith?
Watch out!
I'm not through with you yet. What more do you want with me? You're insane. You can't get away with this. Let me out of here. I'll pay you anything you want. What are you going to do now?
This fire will purify your miserable soul.
No.
You're impure. This fire will cleanse you.
No, you can't do this to me. Stop! 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 No, I don't want to die like this. No, no, let me out.
Burn. Burn.
Mercy!
Lover of
No,
death.
I don't want to
Embrace
die.
him.
No, no.
Embrace him.
No.
Why do you resist?
Eddie!
It's your turn.
Oh, Travis!
You'll pay too.
No! 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 Let me go! Stop! Let me go! Oh, Travis, don't! Don't! Oh, please stop! Oh, please let me go! Oh. You're mad! No! No! Don't do this to me! Travis! Travis!
The executioner has risen from his tomb. Your atonement has just begun.
It's done. I killed the writer.
It's not true. No! It's impossible! No!
They'll all die.
Oh! Ah! No, I can't stand this! Oh, no, I beg you, Travis! What you're doing is insane, Travis! Ah! Oh, my God! The Crimson Executioner!
No! Go away! I am the Crimson Executioner!
Rick!
It's impossible. It can't be. It's impossible that he's alive, I tell you! I killed him myself! I saw him die!
It wasn't me you murdered. You hit the dead body of poor Rao. I put his corpse in the tower, and that's what your arrow hit. You'll have to try again.
Kill him! Go on! Go on! Kill him, I said!
Watch out, Rick!
My perfect body. In the poisonous clutches of the lover of death.
Rick.
My body. My pure body. Has been contaminated. The body of the Crimson Executioner.
He was completely mad. Like the Crimson Executioner, Travis was obsessed with a dream of absolute purity and physical perfection. That's why he retired to the isolation of this castle. Our intrusion into his world was too much for him. And it was then that he assumed the identity of the Crimson Executioner and decided to carry out the ancient legend of revenge. This striking resemblance to the real executioner made it easy for him to believe his own hallucination.
Striking resemblance. Anderson, in his folly, created the legendary executioner in his own image. The Crimson Executioner's been dust for centuries.
It was terrible. Please take me away from this castle. It was a nightmare.
I won't write any more horror stories. The man that said life is stranger than fiction made no mistake.
I hope you enjoyed tonight's feature, The Bloody Pit of Horror. Definitely was inspirational to some of the cast members. Are you taking care of them over there, Draculina? Let them have it. I don't know. These boys have been bad. Oh, all kinds of problems on Crimson Theater. Is this kind of like one of those initiations into a college or a university? Hazing, they call it, or something like that? Anyway, Ghoulies, I don't know. I hope you had a good time tonight. Very strange feature. By popular request, we are going to show, yes, we are going to show it one more time, Dr. Destruction Meets the Stars, because we've been getting lots of requests about that one there. So anyway, Ghoulies, I hope you join us next time. You have a horrifying week, and we'll see you next time on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, where we're always having a good time, especially you two. Whack 'em good.
One more with you.
course, you worked on House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Zombie. What was Rob Zombie like to work with?
He's totally whack, man. He's very cool.
Very cool.
Easygoing guy. No problem.
So are you working on any other films at present, or what's the recent project?
Well, we're waiting for the follow-up to House of a Thousand Corpses, which is The Devil's Rejects.
Oh, I think I got a part in that one.
Yeah. And that opens July 22nd.
July 22nd already. Oh, that sounds awesome.
And I did another film for Lionsgate Films called House of the Dead 2, Dead Aim.
Oh, we'll have to check that out. Oh, yeah. It was great running into you here. Now, what are some of your favorite horror films down the line, like the older ones? Or?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I went to see all the old classics with Cheney and Lugosi and, you know.
Oh, yeah, that was the great stuff.
Oh, yeah, great stuff. And then one of the scariest films when I was growing up was The House of Wax, which was like the first 3D film.
Actually, that movie works quite well in 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great, fantastic.
Yeah.
Vincent Price.
Right. The man.
Yeah, he is the man, isn't he? Very, very cool. So, you looking forward to maybe running into... I've been looking for Elvira, but I think she's going to stand me up.
No, she'll be here. She's going to come in a little later.
All right, well, we're looking for... Are you going to the fashion show?
Well, you know what? It's the first I heard of it, but why not?
Why not? Well, we'll hook up with you there then.
Okay, cool.
Great meeting you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Having a great time here at the show. Yeah. It's fabulous. That's one of the best Halloween trade shows that the doctor has seen in years, Ghoulies. So, well, we're just going to keep on moseying along, and I'm going to look for Elvira, because she's trying to stand me up again. I don't know. Can you believe such a thing?
Transworld Exhibits Incorporated presents the 2005 Fantasy Fashion Show at the 21st National Halloween Costume and Party Show. Let's kick it off right now with our first costume. It is the Halloween Features. Here is our first costume, Frankenstein's costume.
I'm here with Butch Patrick. You ought to know who that is. If you don't, they're in trouble, aren't you? So what was your best favorite memory of the Munsters and that sort of thing?
Merrill Munster.
Merrill Munster was hot.
I really love Merrill.
I think that, the Munsters are probably one of the all-time classics of the genre, no doubt about that. And, what are you up to these days? Horror hosting?
Well, I have a show called Macabre Theater where we host monster movies. Monster Coach behind me.
I see that.
And it's from a friend of mine's place called Monster World.
And that's up in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's good.
The doctor's going to go visit.
The doctor's going to make a house call.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's funny, I thought you were going to be in Macon.
Wow, well, you know, it was last night thing. I said, hey, is Al Lewis still living at the Playboy Mansion?
He's got his own room.
He's got his own room. Now that's good. Half is taken care of.
Half is taken care of.
Now, the last I heard, though, you had some sort of a horror host show going on yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's Ivana Cadaver is my co-host. She hosts it, and I do Hollywood ghost stories, my segment. And then I also have a show called This Old RV, where I had a regular dead tour bus that I tour around the country and check out local hauntings and music and just interesting things.
Well, you'll have to come up to, we've got one of the top 10 haunted places in Nashville, the Kemper Center. It's quite haunted. There's supposed to be a nun haunting the place. And what was Fred Gwynn like to work with?
He was a wonderful TV dad, big and tall. In fact, there's a life-size replica of him over there.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, we checked that out.
Yeah, Fred was wonderful. He was one of the best guys in the world, and you know, I really was lucky to have had him as a TV dad.
No matter when I click through and the show's on, I'm glued to it. It's just, I mean, it must be absolutely fantastic to have been part of such a great piece of Americana.
They're doing really, really well, and the whole DVD sets come out, the whole box set for the monster fans that want to really see it, and it's really original grandeur. But selling well, and I'll be doing commentary on the next year's season number 2.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to see that. Maybe you remember Toulouse Donut from Milwaukee.
Toulouse Donut?
Rick Belsky?
I still have his name. It was Eddie who shot you.
Yeah, well, we interviewed him. We had a long conversation. We were talking about, he said that you were up there, and Rick Belsky was on my show, and it's been, this is the highlight of the show, Ghoulies, for me. Butch Patrick, ladies and gentlemen. How about some applause? There's some more. Pass out the money. Okay, I'll let you get back to it, and it's been a pleasure.
See you.
I'm here with Brando, and you actually built this replica of the Munsters car, or is this the authentic?
Yes, I watched the show too much as a kid, and built the little models. They weren't big enough, so I built the 2 cars off from scratch. Never worked in body shop.
Oh my God, this is fantastic work. We saw Eddie over here in front of the car. Now that must have been sort of a dream come true. Obviously, you were a big Munsters fan.
I met Butch at this very show. Never figured a million years to have my car at this show. And he invited me this year. And I've been buddies ever since. He comes to my place up in central Wisconsin called Munster World.
Wow.
We just have a ball.
That's great. You have a haunted house as well.
Mortician's Mansion.
Mortician's Mansion. Now that's right up our alley here, Ghoulies. This is going to be quite a show. We're a few minutes, we're going to try to track down the Elvira, of course. And you've got the other car over there, the Dragula.
Oh, that's my baby. It's got a big block Chevy in it, and I always tell people if you ever die or whatever, that's the only way to go because you change your mind if you drive back out.
There you go. That's great. I don't know. Did you get a good look at the car here? Because you've done a fantastic work.
Thank you very much.
I have a hearse I'm working on as of late. Animal in 1980. I need a little older one than that.
I met George.
All right, Ghoulies. How else could we follow up Mr. D. Schneider but Spider-Man? Now, you're making some successful movies these days. You having a good time at the trade show?
I'm having a great time.
That's great. Well, you're looking very fit there, and I'm just kind of curious when you're dangling around the skyscrapers. You do so much of that. What goes through your mind at those times?
That I'm afraid of heights.
You're afraid of heights, huh? But that tubular grip you have, that works out pretty well.
Yes, it does.
Very good. So any good words for aspiring crime fighters out there in Monster Movie Land?
No, because I need the job security. So stay away from movies. Leave it up to professionals like me.
Well, I don't know. I've seen that the Fantastic Four might be trying to cut in on your territory. Am I correct in that assumption?
They're not as good looking.
You've got a point there. Well, I don't know. The girl, Blonde's got you beat. I'm sorry, Spidey.
Yeah, she does.
All right. Well, Spider-Man, ladies and gentlemen, here at the big Trans World Trade Center show. We're having a great time. That's right. Is it the Trade Center, or did I mix up? It's hard for an Hungarian to pronounce these dialogue. So anyway, Ghoulies, we're moving on. Trade show. Lots of fun ahead, I'm sure. And I'm still looking for Elvira. She promised me a date. She's over there?
Yes.
Is she here now?
Yes.
Right at this minute, she is here.
My spidey sense tells me she is.
Okay, I'm on my way. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Anytime.
I'm here with Rachel Ghoulies, and I just love that magenta hair of yours. You were with us when we were escorted in with Dee Schneider earlier. We were very well taken care of. And what exactly what are you doing here at the trade show?
I am being a fairy princess.
Well, you're doing quite well, I might add.
Thank
Very
you.
great. And so what's your favorite thing you've seen here so far?
Upstairs in the room where with all the mechanical demons, that huge skeleton thing that went like that.
Well, Igor hasn't been there yet. He's drooling over the fact, but
You have to see it.
yes, yeah. And we are Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, the local source for cheesy, terrible movies in Kenosha, Milwaukee, Racine, and the greater area. But pleasure meeting you, Rachel. Everyone should have a black kiss on their hands. Anyway, well, I hope to see you. Are you going to the party show?
I'm not sure.
The fashion show tonight at 5 o'clock.
I don't think that I can. I have
That's terrible. See, well, you know what it is. I'm supposed to try to get a date with Elvira, but if that falls through, I just thought maybe you'd be available. Being the cheesy horror host that I am. Anyway, well, very nice to meet you, and have a great time at the show. Anyway, ghoulies, we're going to meander around. Who knows what kind of trouble we're going to get into. There's lots of things going on here, huh? Oh, you are the cute one. All right, ghoulies. I bet they're called it. Security's already on their way. I gotta go. Transworld's big Halloween exhibit, and I'm here with Edward and Gavin, two of the band members of Midnight Syndicate. Am I correct? Yes. Are you the only two, or are there a few more?
Yeah, we're in.
This is Midnight Syndicate, and well, it's great to run into you guys here. And well, what first inspired you to get into doing this sort of thing?
Well, we love dark movies, literature. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A lot of different influences over here. Yeah. When you love like horror films and you grow up reading like Tales from the Crypt comic books and stuff like that, when you start writing music, you know, it just flows naturally.
I know how you feel about that. And do you ever do performances? Do you do it as you look now, or do you do it?
No.
Are you pretty much
you're catching us at trade show dark for the normalists, so we don't scare off our customers.
Okay.
But no, when we haven't really we do appearances, but we don't really play out because the music's orchestral. It's more like instrumental music. It's kind of hard to reproduce, but we are setting something up for the future.
Yeah, well, I find that I like that sort of thing a lot more because, you know, that you have a vocalist necessarily implying everything when you can just listen to the music instrumentally.
Exactly.
You know, right?
That's exactly.
So musically, some of the influences, you know, I mean, on both ends of the spectrum, from classical to maybe rock. What are some of your influences?
We're a little different. Well, we both definitely like the movie composers like Danny Elfman and John Carpenter. John Carpenter, totally the greatest horror soundtrack composer. For me, Black Sabbath and both of us, King Diamond.
Have you ever heard of a band called My Dying Bride?
I've heard of it.
You would like, very cool mixture of a violin and heavy guitar.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm really big into that. Actually, Dee Schneider's project, did you hear his new?
Yes.
That sounds a little bit like My Dying Bride. But we're not going to say he's plagiarizing it or anything like that. But yeah, that's definitely really good stuff. And of course, yeah, I'm a big fan of Danny Elfman's. I mean, who would ever thought the guy from Oingo Boingo would go on to be making
He was
these
a
great
fan of
songs?
Oingo Boingo.
Oh, so was I. Yeah, big time. You know, I mean, even before Oingo Boingo broke fame with Weird Science, I was liking them. So you got a new CD coming out for Halloween 2005?
Yes.
How many CDs do you have now so far?
6. It'll be 6 in June.
6 CDs. I know. I like everyone in Kenosha and Milwaukee are listening to your stuff. And yeah, I like it especially. I do a lot of paintings, and I like to listen to this kind of stuff.
That's great. There's no better compliment than like to hear that the music set the mood for another artist.
Yeah, well, it has many. I've listened to it many times, and we've had it out. Well, I have a Haunted Maze, a Halloween, and we've been playing your stuff, you know, heavily. And that's why I was like, we've got to come and interview these guys for the show because, you know, another guy that does a show in Kenosha, he likes listening to your stuff a lot. It's just been inspirational, and it's great to meet you guys. I don't know, you got any maybe words for inspiring Gothic composers out there?
Keep it dark. Yeah, keep it dark.
Now look at you guys wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the T-shirts, you'd never know. But see, with my show, that's what I'm finding out. There's a lot of people out there, you know, that are totally into this stuff. You would never know by looking at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not as flamboyant as the doctor is here. You know. But yeah, it's great stuff, and looks like you're doing a great job. I love your little mausoleum there. Did you guys create that yourself?
There's a company out of Cleveland called Streetline Studios. The mausoleum that you see there.
Right.
And some of the props that you see behind here, we kind of work together with them on stuff. And when we do our live show, they'll be set and stuff.
yeah, we've been doing quite a bit with that too. I'm also a painter and an artist. You check out my website, you might see some of that. My ghoulies in Kenoware and in Milwaukee, they know about these things already. Yeah, there ain't too many. I mean, Elvira was here, but you know, I thought maybe local Sven Ghoulie would have showed up, but I don't know.
I think I might have seen him one of the other years walking around here. Yeah.
I guess they lose their excitement for this sort of thing. I've been doing the conventions now for 20-odd years, and I'm not about to miss one anymore. Awesome. Of course, we are looking for those deals for the castle. The last days when you can get the deals. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Midnight Syndicate on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Thanks a lot, guys. It was very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
All right, Ghoulies, we're here with the coolest man in the rock and roll, Dee Schneider, and would you tell us, I was watching your new project, it looks fantastic. Will you tell my Ghoulies a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's called Van Helsing's Curse. It's an 18-piece Halloween rock orchestra that I narrate a scary, spooky story to, and it's very visual. It's kind of like TSO on steroids, you know what I mean?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
So I was getting involved in more and more things. Strangeland 2 is finally starting to get up and running. Sequel to my movie from a few years back.
Great movie, Ghoulies.
Legal problems. Courts for the past 5 years trying to get the rights back. I got it back. How you doing? And I'm working with Gloria TV.
Wow. Awesome stuff.
I'll be coming 24-hour horror channel.
Oh, that's
so,
great.
I'm going to be the voice and the main personality.
I think we sent some information with that. What is your favorite horror movie?
Well, it's the queen mother of them all, The Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist. Okay.
No other. I mean, I love all the other movies, but no other. Every color is pale in comparison.
Okay, that's great. That's a great one there. Let's see, and you're still doing the VH1 thing.
Yeah, I'm with VH1 Classically on-air special programming. I'm also an actualist in a radio show called The House of Hair. That's on 200 stations.
Awesome.
I do nights in Philadelphia, and rock show that I do occasional shows with Twisted Sisters, and it's more, but I'm forgetting.
Awesome to see you still doing that.
Dude.
How about a New York Dolls episode on the VH1? I think they've been underestimated.
You know what?
It was probably one of the best that I've seen in 420 years. It was an awesome time. We met a lot of great folks, and we'd like to thank everybody that came to the trade show and everyone that cooperated with our show. Of course, that means Elvira, but I like her a little better than Elvira anyway. So you have a horrifying week, Ghoulies, and we'll see you next time with the movie on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, where we're always having a good time and we're always in search of a good time.
Screaming relaxes me so.